regardless of how cognizant or tuned in you are on any given day, you are entirely dependent on the natural system around you. You may be thinking about stuff that's happening in the internet, stuff that's happening in your apartment, things that are happening in your car, things that are happening, in your family's house this weekend, things like that. We recognize that none of those things happen without the resources that we extract from the natural systems around us. At the heart of pollution is the act of humans manufacturing an object that we find in excessive amounts and high toxicities. That's mostly industrial processes, right? So it takes a factory to create a pesticide or an herbicide. It takes a factory to create plastics that persist in the environment. It takes industrial systems to create those goods and services. And so if you're looking for like a point source of pollution, the majority of it comes from, the majority of the most toxic pollutions come from industrial processes. Now, we as citizens create a tremendous amount of pollution also, right? I think of all the municipal waste, how much trash, you've thrown away this week, but I've had my share. And so you and I create a lot of pollution. That pollution tends to be the less toxic pollution. So it's things that are either blocking waterways or blocking habitats or affecting habitats. But we create so much of it that it has a tremendous effect on the viability of ecosystems. What do we do with all of that trash? Well, it has to be put in landfills, and that creates all kinds of environmental stressors on the landscape. Right? And so all the things that you and I need, all the things that you and I want, all the things that you and I may be privileged to enjoy, ultimately originate from the natural systems around us. And so protecting the natural systems around us, or protecting what we think of as the environment, is really just protecting ourselves, right? So it's not about saving the earth, it's about saving your role on the earth, right? Because the earth will be fine without us. It's whether or not you and I want to persist, right, as a species. And so we can't do that without the support of nature. And if we change nature so much that it won't support our species anymore, then we're going to find ourselves with nowhere to be.
The first step of fixing the problem is realizing there is a problem. Us as humans are harming the world around us, and the effects are becoming more evident in recent years. We know that pollution is a problem, but some of us do not know the full extent of how it will affect human life in the future. We are making the world around us much more toxic than ever before through the use of chemical plants, transportation, and littering. That is what makes us the unknown toxin, since we created everything that pollutes the environment. This is what we told the students, and this was their reaction.
I'd say about a 6.
Give it like a 4.
I would say 7.
I'd say around maybe a 7.
I give it a good 7.
I'd say about a 7. They suck.
I kind of knew that already. It did surprise me that pollution is a killer. I didn't know that.
Honestly, I think it sucks that people have to live in those conditions. It's unfortunate.
That's just corporate greed. It's called money. I mean, right now it doesn't matter, but it will matter in the future.
I do a lot of reusing, especially when it comes to more plastic containers and just things in general.
Oh, well, yeah, of course I put the trash where it needs to be. I do sometimes pick up any trash that's laying on the ground, mostly at home.
I do try to ride a motorcycle to kind of lower my carbon emissions a little bit, you know what I mean? I do kind of make steps to like save on gas and the environment by doing certain things like riding a motorcycle. And then of course I reuse the same water bottle every day and I refill it, you know, and then I also of course reduce, reuse, recycle. I think everybody should employ themselves into that area, so.
Keep up a clean environment such as littering and limiting the use of my car or just like other vehicles in general, so yeah.